and I saw that I spent 6 minutes live on the platform and only 2 people joined my live. But I also remember that last time that I went live from my phone, I had more people coming on my live. So right now I wanted to do the test. I wanted to see if YouTube is currently prioritizing people that are going live from the phone instead of the computer. Because you see, when you are a spiritual teacher, when you are an entrepreneur, when you're a coach, and you want your message to be out there, it is your goal, it is your duty to actually make sure that you understand the platforms where you want to share or spread your message. So this is what I'm doing here in this live. So earlier I was talking about the live that I made on TikTok where I was actually sharing books from Elliot Eli Jackson, who's actually a pure channeler of source energy, that which you call God. And I have one video on TikTok that is currently doing great. I have so far more than 30 comments, which is unusual because again, most of my videos on TikTok are capped at 256 views, more or less. So before I was posting 7, 8 videos, 7, 8 clips videos per day on my TikTok, and I was in that jail of 256 views. And a few days ago, I decided to stop that strategy to only upload 1 video per day. And after 4, 5, 6 days of doing so, I had one video doing 1,000 views. And that's the video that's currently having more than 30 comments. So that actually forced me to be like, this is interesting. So what does it mean when you look at it from the energy point of view? It might be that when you're pushing too hard, you're actually telling to the universe that you don't have it. But when you slow down and you don't care anymore about those numbers, now you start having what you are looking for. So what I was actually saying is, in those videos is I was sharing the teachings from Jesus, because you have this book, the Sapiential Discourses Universal Wisdom, book 1, where Jesus or Yeshua is actually telling the story of what actually happened to him the moment he died. What people don't know is that the man named Yeshua, Jesus, was actually married to Mary the Magdalene, and together they had 2 kids, Sarah and Judah. And right after Yeshua was killed, his wife, Mary the Magdalene, had to fly away from where they were living because they also wanted to kill her. So she had to take the kids with her in order to fly away. So those are the teachings that I'm currently now sharing on my TikTok account, and I have one videos that now has more than 30 comments, and people are, you have some people that are already aware that we have never been disconnected from source energy, that we are God, that we are one, and we are here to fully remember who we really are, and then create the aspect of the divinity that we want to be. But of course, you have other people that have been fed for too long the lie from religions, from Christianity and others, and those people are the one currently coming on my TikTok account with so many comments that I think are funny. But again, I love everyone, and my goal is to love and accept each and everyone as equal. So now you are here on this YouTube channel. I always want to ask you guys questions. Are you subscribed to the channel? If yes, are you watching the videos? What are you thinking about the videos? Because listen, I know it's not always easy, right? You have a new guy coming from nowhere, posting videos. Why would you watch everything? I don't expect you to watch everything now, because it's been a few months. It's been a few weeks that I'm really consistent in this YouTube game. But I would love for you right now watching this video to actually leave me a comment on one video just for feedback, just so I can taste that interaction. For the past 2-3 weeks, I've been posting one video per day every day. And now I already have like 8 to 10 videos planned for the next 10 days. So my intention is really to be serious with this YouTube game. 14 years ago, I already wanted to be a YouTuber, but back then I cared too much about failure. I cared too much about what other people would think, and I ended up never jumping on YouTube. But those days are far gone. In the meantime, I grew up. I'm older. I had my personal life experience that actually led me to believe that there is nothing that I cannot do. I can do everything that I put my mind into. It doesn't matter what other people think. And when I will not be anymore on this earth, no one will actually push my ideas forward. So it is only me, I am the only person that can take all my ideas into my heart and actually fight for them. And that's why you're going to see me here more often on YouTube. So when it comes to you, just know that you have the ability to be in touch with me. I am currently working on launching a school community where we will have weekly calls where I will be sharing and breaking down with you the wisdom from source. Because once again, I am a certified spiritual life coach. This is my third certification here that you can see. And my aim is to really help as many people as I can to fully remember who we really are. Earlier, I was talking about the teaching of Jesus from the book, The Sapiential Discourses, Universal Wisdom, Book 1. And in that book, Jesus, Yeshua, is actually sharing also what happened to him at the moment of his death. I mean, in the book 1, Yeshua is talking, and in book 2, his wife, Mary the Magdalene, is talking as well. But remember, in the Bible, Mary the Magdalene is actually portrayed as a prostitute, as a woman as a loose woman, right? But you have to remember that this is a technique used by church to actually remove the woman, the feminine, from their leader position. Pay attention. In every single religion, women are not present as leaders. Not at all. You will always see women in a position that has nothing to do with leading. And this is not the way we intended things to be. When I say we, who and what am I talking about? I am talking about source and us, because you already know one of the main messages that I'm giving here is that we are God. Where is it written that Jesus was married, bro? Well, I highly encourage you to get the book, The Sapiential Discourses, Universal Wisdom, Book 1, and also Book 2. If I had those books right now, I would have started reading the passage to you. Because you have to remember, look at the way this earth is being managed. Look at all the information that are coming from that case from the US. I don't know if it's a Epstein file, something like that. Look how things are hidden from us. Don't you think there is a possibility that also from that time things have been hidden from us, but even at the deepest level? Because now we are lucky we have internet. We are lucky we have internet. We can go and check the information. Can you imagine what happened more than 2,000 years ago? This is what I'm talking about. So make sure to listen. All you have to do is to buy that book, read it for yourself, and if it doesn't make sense to you, throw it away. Because source, that which you call God, always say they gave to us, but we gave to ourselves because we are God. You are God. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It doesn't matter if your uncle comes to your house from the village. He never saw electricity or a light bulb. And when you press that button, the light turns on. He thinks this is magic. He's scared. And you tell him, oh no, it's electricity. If he doesn't trust you, what are you going to do? Can you force him to believe into that? No. You're going to let him in his belief. And you're going to serve him water or something to drink. And you're going to keep going on with your life. It is the same thing. You are God. You are God. So when someone say, so that's the gift that you gave, that we gave to ourselves because we are God, freedom of choice. You have the freedom to believe or not. So yes, Yeshua was married to Mary the Magdalene. Together they had 2 kids, Sarah and Judah. And after Yeshua was killed, here's the thing, his body was actually stolen. His body was actually stolen from the grave. And when you read the Sapiential Discourses, Universal Wisdom, Book 2, the spirit of Mary the Magdalene is saying that in the book, that when she went there, the body wasn't there anymore. And she said, I wished he came back. I loved him so much. I wish this was just, it was a trick and he was actually come back. And she says, if someone tells you that they came back from earth, that they came back from death, in the planet that you're currently living right now, do not believe them, because that's not possible. That's not possible. We've been fed too much lies, too much lies. And another thing, Source is also saying, let me try this. Okay. Like, what is this? What is this thing that they are putting me? How does it work? Okay, guys, I'm not yet. Let me drop that away. So, like I was saying, the body of Yeshua, Jesus, was stolen. The guy didn't come back from the dead. The body was stolen, and then his wife, Mary the Magdalene, she ran towards Jesus' mom, Mary, to actually tell her. Another thing, Mary, the mother of Jesus, she was given to marriage to an older man that she didn't like. That's how she got married. So the wedding happened, and then the vows, and then they had sex against her will, and that's how Jesus was conceived. Few days after Jesus was born, his biological dad was killed in the street by thieves. Later, Mary met Joseph, and that's how he actually accepted to be with Mary, and together they were going to raise the man Jesus. I'm telling you, the lies are so big. The lies are so big that once you come across the truth, even you are shocked. It's like a wave. You're like, whoa, what is this? But I'm telling you, the book is the Sapiential Discourses Universal Wisdom, book 1. I'm going to say it again. The Sapiential Discourses Universal Wisdom, book 1. I have the whole series right now. It's in my bedroom. If you guys have more time, I'm just going to go to my bedroom. I'm going to take the book, and I'm going to come here and read it. But I'm telling you, make sure to get it. Make sure to follow this channel, because here and also on my TikTok, I'm going to read those books. So like I said, I am also creating a community, a book club, where we will gather once a week together for 1 hour and a half to just read silently. Because there's something magical when you read books, especially right before going to bed and just after you woke up. The more you read books, the more you change silently from the inside. And I used to say out loud with this mouth, I don't understand people who read books. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So I highly recommend you to make sure that whoever you want to become, whatever you want to achieve on this earth, that you are actually buying books from people that already achieved that or something similar. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. Think about anything that you ever saw on earth. Anything or everything that you ever saw on earth, right? Now remove everything that comes from nature, which means you remove the animals, you remove the trees, you remove the water, you remove everything. Everything that's left, who created it? Everything that's left, who created it? Who created this? Who created this? Who created this? Who created this? It's a man. Human created this. What does it mean? It means you're a creator. It means on this planet, if you didn't have men, you would have nothing. Did you hear that? If men are not on earth, there is nothing. Just animals and trees and flowers everywhere and water. And that's it. So in those books, Source, that which you call God, is saying, you are creator. You are here to create. You are creator just like us, because you are us. Because you are us. So you are the God of your life. Everything that you've been experiencing in this life experience, you are the one that has been creating it. Even if you want to accept it or not, it is you. And you know how you create? With your thoughts. With your thoughts. I want you tomorrow morning, when you are in your car, when you are in the metro, when you are in the bus, to look around, all the people around you. Even if they are on their phones, there is one thing that everyone is doing. It's thinking. Everyone has thoughts in their heads. But how come we don't have the same thoughts all at the same time? But we are all thinking. We are all thinking. Do you realize that the emotions that you actually feel inside your body are based on your thoughts? Your phone rings, you receive a bad news. Those emotions, where are you feeling them? Inside of you. Inside. And because you feel them inside, everything happens inside of you. Thoughts are creative as fuck. So one way for you to completely shift your life now is to become aware of the quality of the thoughts that keeps coming in your mind. You do that, you're going to see how you're going to understand. You're going to understand why your life has been the way it is for so long. Become aware of your thoughts. Make sure to have a journal. You can take 10 minutes every day. You just write the thoughts that are coming. After 10 days, you will see what comes often in your mind. Here's the thing. We have no other choices. We have no other choice than to take care of our body. And we are fourfold beings. We are physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. Unless you take care of those four aspects of your being, the quality of the thoughts, the quality of the ideas that you will receive will not be of the highest intention. Please talk about love and respect, because humanity needs more love. This is a very interesting topic. Yes, humanity needs more love. But do you know why we are in the state where we are? It's because first we struggle to love ourselves. Because it doesn't matter the love that you want to give outside of yourself, where does that love come from? It has to come from inside of you, right? It comes from inside and it goes outside. Imagine if you have this cup and this cup is dirty. Someone next to you wants to drink. If you pour water from your cup into that cup, what's going to happen? What will be the quality of the water that the other person is receiving? So everything that is happening in the world right now, we need to start loving ourselves first. People no longer have respect, patience, and empathy. Yes, it is very true. But you know what? People struggle to have that for themselves. That's why Source is telling us, keep in mind that you are your neighbor. The other is just you. Source, that which you call God, is saying, why would you slap your left hand with your right hand? Meaning, when you go and fight your neighbor, your colleague, your friend, or that which you perceive to be your enemy, from the universal perspective, you are basically slapping your left hand with your right hand. So yes, we need more love, but that kind of love must first go to ourselves first. So humanity needs to heal. That's why I always encourage people to write release letters, to start stopping having resentment emotions towards parents because of things that they did or didn't do when we were a child. To write release letters towards exes, people that we used to have in our life and that we are not with anymore. We need to write those letters to our ex to actually forgive them for what they think they did to us, but also we need to forgive ourselves. I used to not be the best boyfriend that I could be. And when you go through those phases, and later you actually realize that the actions that you took were not in your highest good and in the highest good of the other person, if you do not pay attention, you can end up in a loop of blaming yourself. And when you end up in a loop of blaming yourself, again, what do you think you are doing to yourself in terms of emotions, in terms of energy? So it's also important to write a release letter to yourself, to say to yourself, I forgive you for what you did in the past, but you couldn't have done better. You were a different person in a different environment. You were hanging out maybe with different people, and the information that you had around you also were different. Thank you for subscribing. You see? So yes, we all, this planet needs so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love. But we need to love ourselves. One day tomorrow I'm gonna do a live in my bathroom. So you're gonna see all the texts that I wrote on my bathroom that I read every day before I brush my teeth and every night before I go to bed. To remind me. You see, we listen to music all the time and we end up knowing the lyrics. We watch our best show on TV all the time and we end up knowing every scene. But when are we gonna tell ourselves that we believe in ourselves, that we are amazing? Did you ever look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you? Did you ever do that? You have to. It will highly serve you to start looking at yourself in the mirror and to tell yourself that you love yourself. So yes, we can spread love. And listen, that's why we came on earth. Each and every one of us, we came on earth with the highest intention to fully remember who we really are and then start sharing love to everyone. That's why we came. But you see, in order to reach this level, you need to separate yourself from your environment. You have to separate yourself from sometimes your family, sometimes your best friends, sometimes the people that you grew up with, and embrace that, that short moment of loneliness so that you can be like, wait, what do I want to do with my life? Am I really here for the money? Is it just the money and the holidays and the cars and the, and the girls and the men? That's the picture? So this planet Earth is a rock that's floating on its axis. And we came here for the money. So when you start thinking like that, you are like, oh, there's something that's off. But I want you to remember that everything that you know comes from when you were a child. When you were a child, someone had to tell you multiple times that this is a glass, this is a green glass. And then you accepted this as a truth, and now you know it's a glass. Someone had to tell you, this is a notebook. This is a notebook. That's the case for everything that you know. Everything. The emotions that you felt, the first emotions that you ever felt, you were with your parents. The love emotions, the sad emotion, with your parents. Now, how was the relationship between your parents when you were kids? How was the relationship with money? How was the relationship with your dad and the brothers and sisters? So you see, when you start looking at that, you can understand that you are who you are because of the habit of you being who you've been. This might not be really who you are. Are you still following? Because the second you are born, you know nothing about everything consciously. The moment you are born, you know nothing about everything consciously, but people have to tell you. So comes the moment when you have to be like, wait a second, who am I? Who am I? Where do I come from? How come every day I have all the blood going inside of me? I have all those things happening, my DNA being, everything happening in my body without me having to think about that. It's because you are so powerful, but you have this lie outside saying you are a sinner, you are just a human being. Can you imagine a machine functioning the way we are functioning? We are so powerful, man. But in order to heal the planet the way it needs to be, we need to love ourselves first. And that's why I highly encourage you to start saying to yourself in the morning, I am happy. I love myself. Go in front of the mirror and look at yourself. I love you. I love my nose. I love my skin color. I love my beard. I love my toes. I love my chest. You're going to say that to yourself every day for the next 7 days, for the next 30 days. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to start believing in it. The same way that you ended up believing that this is a glass and you never questioned this ever. And once you start loving yourself that deep from the inside, you walk differently. You talk differently. You look at life differently. You have a complete different perspective at life. Is it making sense? Drop a 111 in the chat, guys, if it's making sense. So yes, we need love. Yes, we need more love. But we cannot give that love outside if we are not giving that love inside. It has to go inside. Another thing that you can do is to sit quiet before going to bed or right after you wake up in the morning, to sit in silence for 10-15 minutes. No music, no nothing. You can put your headphones just like me right now, but not with the intention to listen to something, but just to quiet your mind, to feel the air going inside and outside of you. Because think about this, without air, you do not exist. If you do not breathe, you do not exist. Therefore, who and what do you think air is? I'm going to tell you. The air that you breathe is God. The air that you breathe is God. Because without air, you do not exist. So if the air is God, do you think you need to go to a very specific place or building to talk to God? The air is